How to store pine nuts. How long can they stay at room temperature? Can they be frozen after cooking? In this video we bring some tips on how to store pine nuts, also known as pinholi or pinhole, to prevent them from spoiling too quickly. Tips for storing pine nuts. Pine nuts, Snoubard, are the seed of the pine cone, that is, the peeled pine nut. It is an oily seed similar to almonds, which contains a high oil content. Therefore it should be stored correctly, otherwise it becomes rancid quickly. The ideal is to store pine nuts in glass or plastic containers that are airtight, inside the refrigerator. This way they are protected from heat, light and oxygen in the air, which causes oxidation of the seeds. In the refrigerator, pine nuts will last about 2 months without losing their properties. After this time it doesn't mean they have spoiled, but they will no longer be as fresh as when you bought them. If you forgot pine nuts at room temperature and the seed lost its crunchiness or has a strange taste, place in an airtight container inside the refrigerator for a few hours. If the seed has not suffered oxidation, its flavor and crunchiness may return to normal. Can you freeze pine nuts? For those who want to preserve pine nuts for longer, the ideal is precisely to place them in the freezer. They can last about 6 months, without losing their properties. For this, place inside an airtight container, so as not to let them come into contact with the cold air of the freezer. You can thaw and refreeze pine nuts several times, and they will not lose much flavor and texture, due to the high oil content in the seed. How to know that pine nuts have spoiled. Always check the appearance and smell. Normally when pine nuts spoil they become rancid, with a sour, unpleasant smell and taste. Mold can also appear. If you notice something wrong, don't risk eating them as it can be dangerous for your health. Discard them.